So, a warm hello to all of you, and welcome to our meditation together. And one of the qualities that this whole series of practices on anapanasati, this mindfulness of breathing, and probably all forms of Buddhist practice, that one of the goals of practice, if I can speak about it that way, is to have confidence in the practice, and to have tremendous confidence in the practice that it's really worthwhile to just settle in to do the meditation, to do the mindfulness, to do the Dharma practice in all its different forms. That and people who've practiced for a long time, that confidence is said to become unshakable. And so to practice with confidence, regardless of whether particular meditation session that you're doing, you feel like you've never meditated before, you're a raw beginner. Or if you feel like, wow, I'm really meditating well today, that from the point of view of confidence, it doesn't really matter whether you're a beginner or an experienced practitioner, or whether you feel stumbling along one day and cruising along the next day. What matters the most is that you have confidence in the practice, and you settle down and do it day in and day out, through the ups and the downs, that there's real confidence that this is worthwhile, this is a kind of, has great meaning and purpose and homecoming or something. So, to enter into a meditation posture, and to gently close your eyes, and to spend a little bit of time exploring your body and your posture, to see if you can make small adjustments so the posture is a confident posture. Even if you don't feel confident, can you assume a confident posture? For some people, that's sitting up a little bit straighter, or feeling a little bit more grounded. Maybe it's having the chest a little bit more open and expansive. And then as you exhale, to relax your body. Relax the muscles of your face. Softening, releasing the shoulders. Maybe there's a release that can happen in the heart area. Maybe there's a softening in the belly. Releasing of the holding, any holding in the belly. Then look around your body and see if you can find some part of your body that you associate with confidence. Maybe there's a feeling of confidence that's available now, or simply a place that if you were to be confident, that's where it lives for you. Maybe for some people it's the hands or the feet. Some people the belly or the chest. Some people just a broad feeling throughout the torso. Where does confidence live in you? And perhaps in reference to this location for confidence, maybe in reference to whatever confidence you have, however small it might be, to begin breathing together with confidence. Breathing with your confidence. Being confident with your breathing. Perhaps having some confidence in the practice of mindfulness of breathing. Where the confidence is in the practice, not in what you're experiencing. No need to look for validation or doing it right or experiencing some particular state. What's important is the simple continuity of the practice, one breath after the other. No need to strain or push or with the mindfulness. Being confident in an open-handed mindfulness, relaxed, receptive awareness. With a confidence in it that you're ready, always ready to begin again with your breathing, mindfulness of breathing. A confidence where it doesn't matter so much that you've wandered off in thought. It only matters that you begin again and again. And a confidence of hanging in there, one breath after the other. That's all you need to do now for this meditation. Gently, lovingly, continuously. Confident in the simplicity of practicing mindfulness, awareness of the body, breathing. And then as we come to the end of this sitting, to evoke again the idea of confidence. Confidence can be a strength that we bring to the important things of our life. And one of the important things is our care for the world around us. Our generosity, our goodwill, our compassion, our love. And to have enough confidence in these things that we bring forth our care, our compassion, our love, even when it's difficult. Enough confidence that we don't get distracted from it easily, thinking that other things are more important. To be confident in our capacity to look upon the others and look upon the world with our kindness, friendliness, our goodwill. And perhaps there's a way that meditating clarifies what is important, so that we let go of some of the things that are not so useful to have at the center of our preoccupation, our concern. And so there's room for compassion. And may it be that our practice of meditation supports us in being able to walk through this world, be in this world confidently, confident in our kindness, our care, our compassion, confident in the value of friendliness. May it be that this practice we do supports the welfare and happiness of all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. And may all beings everywhere be free. So, my friends, we come to the end of this series of talks on mindfulness of breathing, relying on the classic teachings on this practice given by the Buddha a long time ago. And the heart of it is these 16 steps of mindfulness of breathing, and the instructions go on beyond those 16 steps to describe the process by which mindfulness of breathing leads to full awakening. And I had a teacher in Japan a Zen teacher I practiced with there who said that all of Buddhism can be revealed through mindfulness of breathing, focusing on the breathing. And it's when the Buddha, the best records we have of what meditation practice the Buddha himself did, he explained he did mindfulness of breathing. He would sometimes, as a fully awakened being, he would go off into the forest for 2 weeks, 4 weeks at a time to be on retreat. And before he went or after he came back, he would explain that what he was doing was practicing mindfulness of breathing. So it isn't only a practice to bring us to awakening and enlightenment, it's also a practice to do after enlightenment. And maybe the enlightenment is just kind of maybe it's not, certainly important, but maybe that's not really the point, maybe. The point is to continue practicing. Before awakening, practice. After awakening, practice. Having confidence. There's some schools of Buddhism where they say that enlightenment or awakening, whatever it might be in that school, they emphasize what it really is. It's a confirmation of the practice. That now we really know this is what the practice is. The practice is good. It works. This is what this is. And so there's a very clear confidence in the practice itself. And certainly Buddhist practice can be more than mindfulness or breathing. But to have confidence in the practice you do, and that is one of the signs of maturing and developing in this meditation practice, rather than measuring success by states of meditation, states of concentration, states of calm, or states of insight, whatever it might be. I don't want to dismiss the value of those, but more important is this unshakable confidence that this practice is worth doing, really to trust it. And one of the great gifts that mindfulness practice has given to me is that I have this kind of real trust that in just being mindful, in the practice of mindfulness, practice of showing up and being aware of what's happening now. And there's certainly plenty of times that I run into difficult situations where I don't quite know how to find my way through and understand what's happening. But I trust even those situations that to be mindful. And there's a sense of direction and purpose and grounding and orientation and a sense of safety where I don't get swept up in the drama of the moment or the concerns, the anxieties of the situation perhaps, because I have this deep trust that things will work out when there's a strong mindfulness. Just come back to it and practice. Now, it doesn't mean I'm only mindful, but mindfulness then reveals the way forward sooner or later. And that I don't seem to go wrong by pausing, by stopping to look and be present and see what's really going on here and what's happening in me, what's happening outside. And I don't go wrong by coming back and just breathing. Some of you have done yoga classes where the common instructions from the yoga teacher or an observation is you're holding your breath. Don't hold your breath or something. That somehow in the straining of doing a posture, some people hold their breath, and the yoga teachers like you to keep a relaxed, loose breath as you go. And that's really good advice for all of life. And so one of the possibilities of mindfulness of breathing practice is that it becomes second nature to be aware of your breathing and how you're breathing and where the breathing is constricted or held, and to come back to a relaxed breath, a fluid breathing, an easeful breath makes a huge difference because it kind of reorients or resets the psychology, the emotionality, the mind itself. Because when the mind is when the breathing is relaxed, it's actually harder to cling or grasp or contract around things. It's kind of a little bit of protection. I think of it as a lubricant of the mind, lubricant of the heart. Keeps it fluid and moving and not rusted. And then there's a wonderful the rhythm of breathing in and out, and that rhythm is a protection from getting caught up and fixated on our preoccupations, our concerns, our fears. And if we're not fixated, we get often a more realistic understanding, a bigger, better view of what's going on than if we get caught up in the middle of our preoccupations. So mindfulness of breathing is always useful, I think. Sometimes there are some people who don't find it particularly like their favorite or most effective practice for themselves, and there are other wonderful practices to do. But these weeks that we've been doing this mindfulness of breathing, I want to emphasize that it is a wonderful practice for many, many people, and that as we sink into it and develop it and grow in it, that one of the primary qualities eventually is a real confidence in it, a real confidence in practice, where it's we just do it day in and day out. And I believe, that's my kind of reading of the classic instructions on 16 steps, that most of those steps has the expression, I will breathe in. I will training, I will breathe out. In the midst of everything, whatever is going on in the 16 steps, I train to breathe in. I train to breathe out. And this intentionality, this dedication, I'd like to say this love of just kind of breathing in the middle of it, no matter what. Nothing is worth getting so caught up in that we can't just stay floating on the river of breathing. We can't stay with the lubricant, with the ease, with the relaxation that mindfulness of breathing can provide. And it makes life so much easier. And in the Buddhist terminology, it helps it to be a life that's freer, more liberated, more easeful, more open, and then available for more wisdom, to see more clearly what's here. We have this amazing capacity for wisdom and insight and seeing that can come in the wake of relaxed, open, settled experience with the breathing in and breathing out. So I think this is the 72nd maybe session we've had on mindfulness of breathing, and we've done it since the beginning of the year. It's quite a journey. I hope that this has been meaningful for you, supportive for you, and kind of opened up or pointed to you to some of the value and richness that can come with mindfulness of breathing. And some of the 16 steps are, the topics of the steps are relevant for other forms of meditation practice as well. And it's given you new perspectives on yourself, and maybe even pointed to dimensions of your inner life that you haven't really thought about before or focused on or seen before, and maybe it's has supported you and developed you. And so thank you for letting me share all these months about mindfulness of breathing. It is, I would say that it's my primary practice for meditation and going around daily life. I've been doing mindfulness of breathing since I was probably 20 years old, and so for decades. And I find it still to this day a fantastic, wonderful practice. And so it's not the only practice I do, because mindfulness includes everything. It's part of the beauty of mindfulness is to be all-inclusive. But breathing is at the center of it all. And It's a wonderful center. So thank you, and we'll continue on Monday with a new topic. I haven't decided quite what we're going to do, and there's a small chance that on Monday that I'll be at a different location, and than here, with maybe with Wi-Fi that's a little bit weak. I was told it was slow, so we'll see how this goes if I'm there. I don't know, it's 50-50 chance I'll be here or be in this other location. And and but we'll do some topic next week that does feel a little bit like a follow-up, maybe from this whole series. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for the opportunity to give this series